After numerous complaints this summer about the mayor's recent trips overseas, the New Orleans City Council took action to hold elected leaders accountable when they're spending public money to travel.
Yeah, council members say it's a step to make city officials more transparent when taking trips. And Meg Ferris is back from that meeting, that council meeting earlier today, joining us in studio with the very latest. Meg.
And Sharice and Katie, council member Oliver Thomas had already left the meeting, but this afternoon, all other 6 council members voted yay to adopt a new ordinance governing travel policy. Council Vice President J.P. Morrell said this is a common practice when traveling on other people's money.
When you talk about spending public funds, the name of the game should always be absolute transparency.
The ordinance requires that all details of the travel be made available within 3 business days and all receipts be made available within 14 days after returning. He said this helps gain the public trust.
The goal should always be to do it in the most economical and efficient way. Business travel is not vacation travel.
Both Council President Helena Moreno and Councilwoman Leslie Harris both signed on to Morrell's ordinance, saying this was long overdue.
I think it's important to realize what are the benefits of these particular trips. What exactly is the value of that? What are you bringing back?
As someone who's worked in the private sector for many years in a professional manner, everything you do has to be accounted for.
A Mike Pearlstein investigation uncovered that Mayor Cantrell took trips this summer to France and Switzerland to so-called sister cities. Her airfare alone was more than $9,800 on one trip. She was scheduled to go to Singapore, but then canceled her trip after public pressure to deal with the escalating crime and dwindling police force.
I was going because the city of New Orleans is on the front lines of climate change. We're looked upon for innovation, but because of wanting to ensure that our police officers are loved and respected and hear directly from me.
One public commenter wants the mayor to forgo expensive travel altogether and use Zoom to conduct out-of-town business.
That's the system that our mayor should use if she has any consideration of the public money being used. No, she's using it to her advantage.
Councilman Green closed out the discussion, asking that in the near future the debate continue, this time coming up with punishment if the rules are not followed.
What penalties are put in place if you don't abide by this?
Now, we asked the mayor's communication department for a reaction to the passing of this ordinance, but we have not gotten any response yet. The legislation originally stated it would cap non-essential travel expenses for city elected officials at $1,000 per trip, but that was removed earlier.